What's up, you party people? We're here, the Grindhouse Radio.
We are.
We are down one man.
Yeah.
We are down a Brimstone Areno.
He's frozen in that box up there.
He is frozen. Yeah.
He's been frozen in time.
And he's also been visiting Frozen.
Oh my God.
AKA
he's been visiting Frozen.
Disney. That's
AKA
where
Disney.
he is.
What's going on, Brian? Welcome to the chat.
Hey, Brian.
Thank you for being here. Very much appreciated, sir.
Yeah. So we are down one man, and I'm sure he will next week tell us about his.
Technically, we're down two men. Like one main host, like Brim's not here, but Alex isn't here either. So like,
Alex hasn't been here in a while.
Well,
but
that's
still,
true. That's true. But I would like
Alex is NG.
Yeah, that's true. He is the NG. I still want to get him a. I want to get him a one of those like engineer like conductor hats.
Oh my gosh!
Like a train. I would put his name on the front of it. Just says Alex. Just
Alex. Beep beep.
Yeah. Hello, Mary. Welcome, MVP.
Hey.
Brian, Kim with the intro. Nice. Yeah.
Why, thanks, Brian.
It's like she's a professional in the business or something.
You know, it's like we like to speak or something.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, welcome everybody. Much appreciated. Everybody being here.
Yes.
To the official GHR pre-show. We're actually just sitting down, getting ready to do a whole GHR episode. I think if I had to guess, at some point in this show, or at least in GHR, you probably, if you listen on Thursday, will hear about Brim's escapades in Florida.
Yes.
Just a hunch. I'm assuming he'll probably call in at some point, and we'll get to hear the lowdown about all that, because that should be fun. Because it's pretty crazy. Like, he got so unbelievably lucky. Like, he was mere days away from being stuck down in Florida during Hurricane Elsa, which, can we all just admit, everybody in chat included, yes, hurricanes are scary, hurricanes are terrible, they're natural disasters and can cause a lot of damage, but Hurricane Elsa hitting Florida, the home of Disney World, tell me that's not the funniest thing in the entire world.
Let it go.
Like,
let it go. She was pissed.
Like, I think that that's what they should do. They should, from now on, always going forward, name. I know that Elsa wasn't a villain in the movie, but
like, if they see the trajectory, say that 10 times fast, going towards Florida, it should be an automatic like Disney name.
It should be a Disney villain. Yeah, like the next one should be
funny.
Gaston, and then the one after
Ursula.
That's like Maleficent, and then Ursula, and then they should, until they run out of Disney villain names. You know, what's the mom from?
But here's the thing: hurricanes have to be alphabetical order. So right now, after it is an F, so it has to be like
the guy from Hunchback.
Oh,
Frollo. It could be Frollo. There we go. Hurricane Frollo. Weather Channel, we're doing your job. Meteorologists, we're doing your job for you.
Bruh, we got you.
Yeah, you know, I almost
I like how we turn it into Disney.
Yeah. Well, to move
the Magic Kim Tom.
Yeah, Magic Kim Tom, Magical Mondays. It's actually up right this second.
Yeah.
I actually, funny enough, speaking of like meteorology and weather and stuff like that, I never went to school to be a meteorologist, but when I went to when I went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, they taught us how to be weather people.
Really?
How to be a weatherman? Yeah.
Wait, so they did the whole green screen and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, we had to stand in front, because Connecticut School of Broadcasting, it's a was gonna say Farquad, but he's not Disney. Hey, you know what? Universal works too. Farquaad, that's a fantastic name. Universal is still in Florida, so Brian, you get some points for that.
Lord Farquaad.
Yeah, Lord Farquaad. Who's worse, Lord Farquaad or Frollo?
Frollo.
Frollo's the worst. Yeah, Frollo is probably one of the low-key worst Disney villains, and not like worst as in like bad, worst as in you're a terrible person.
But also, think about it. I know the gingerbread, Gingy, was not necessarily alive, but he was still a character that was alive. He literally ripped off his legs. So that in itself is pretty bad.
That's true, but I mean, like, I guess that's true. That is pretty bad.
If you think about it, like, that's just being like, if we were being interrogated, it's like, ha ha ha, like,
that is kind of true. It's like if somebody was like slowly but surely like ripping fingers off of you in an interrogation. I guess that's true.
Well, if you think about it, Farquaad was just he was just a horrible ruler, but like he had some comedic balance to him.
Yeah.
Frollo was literally like a froyo, like as cold as could be. Frollo the froyo. Yeah. He didn't care. He wanted to isolate people. He honestly was okay with killing people too. So
I guess
in the end, they're both they both suck. They're both horrible people.
I guess that's very true.
But I think Frollo is worse just because I don't like him.
No, I guess I'm kind of on board with that. But so back to what I was saying. Connecticut School of Broadcasting was a pretty great program. They don't have it here on the island anymore. It's a damn shame. You know, there were some behind the scenes beefs and behind the scenes problems with that program, but it was a good program. Helped a lot of people. Helped me get to where I am right now. So I'm not going to complain. I actually very much enjoyed it. Wish it was still here. But yes, they taught us how to be weathermen because they obviously, like, it wasn't just a radio program. It was broadcasting. So we had to do radio. We had to do
and
TV. All that stuff. So there were days where I had to do radio prep, and there were days where I was literally standing behind a video camera filming somebody doing like their TV final, or we had to write scripts for TV shows and or like news type shows or sports updates and everything.
See, that's what I regret. I wish I went to school for that. Like, I went to school for obviously communications, journalism, marketing, all that fun stuff. But like, I always wanted to go. I almost transferred out because I wanted to go and do that stuff. And I would have done that, and I think I would have been a great job. But you know, it's okay. We're here now. We're doing it anyway. We're not weather women and men. Yeah. But in the end, that's cool that they taught you that.
Mary says in the chat, maybe next year they will do Disney villains / heroes for hurricane names. Well, Mary, to be honest with you, not out of hurricane season yet, so they should just do it now.
It still goes until like October-ish.
Yeah.
So
Sandra says Frollo was extremely creepy. Was one of the creepiest Disney villains. Like, if you would have
Sandra, 100%.
Yeah, if you would have told me that Frollo was one of those not so saintly priests, like one of those priests who was probably having fun with kids on the side, I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't be shocked. But what you were also saying? You were
Drake
saying
Bell.
Yeah, Drake Bell got off easy, and we'll probably get there at some point because we got to talk some pop culture on this show.
Yeah.
But you were saying that you almost transferred out for. I cut you off. You just said you almost transferred.
No,
out for,
you were saying a story, so we just went on a tangent. But yeah, no, I almost transferred out, and then of course the radio station I started at my college. So then of course I went the radio route, and boom, here we are today.
You see, the thing though is like I feel like it probably would have been good if you had the like, again, I went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
I would have loved that, though.
The Connecticut School of Broadcasting, for it being called a school of broadcasting.
Yeah.
It taught you the bare minimum of what you were going to need to know how to do, and for the most part used its connections within the industry to get you jobs that would teach you more. That's
how it works.
That was the whole point of the school, because it's also because broadcasting as a whole, for anybody interested in getting into the profession, it is something that you can learn in a school. It is something that you can be taught. But for the most part, a lot of that stuff is on-the-job learning. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of have
all jobs.
You kind of... Yeah, that is an all jobs kind of thing.
Yes, especially. But to be honest, it kind of... The changing the name of the game is... Yeah, that's great that they have, like, the connections and stuff. It helps you... It ones you up before other people, too, because you have the connections. You are getting a certificate. And then, you use that, and then you move on. And then, of course, like you said, that's where you get the on-the-job training.
Yeah.
And that's where you learn your skills, and that's where you stay. And then you either stay in your job or you go somewhere else. But, yeah, no, that's great.
But you see, where I also think that you benefited from doing what you did is now, look, I'm not – we've had this conversation before that. At one point in time, Farmingdale did have a radio station. But it didn't – it wasn't you said that people – really weren't taking it seriously, and it eventually crumbled.
Yeah, so years before me, they had a radio station, and they used those rooms as basically just a hangout room rather than like a radio station. Now, granted, of course we use it as a hangout room too, but like we legitimately had like...
You put stuff together.
We put stuff together. We had shows. We made sure it ran smoothly. We had morning shows all the way up until like a certain amount of time at night because you really couldn't be on campus or whatnot, and we had to make sure like, okay, who do we trust locking up the doors, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because that was a lot. That was pretty much like our tuition money that just went into new mics and equipment and where we're gonna stream and all that.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, no regrets.
But what I'm saying, what I'm also saying is like where you could have went to a school that you
could have went to Old Westbury. If you guys don't know, it's on Long Island in New York here. I could have went to Old Westbury. That was an option too.
You could have, but now what I'm saying, what I'm trying to get at is where you could have went to one of those schools and, yeah, you probably would have learned from some industry professionals. You probably would have learned a lot of this stuff. What you got to learn is basically how to build something in media from the ground up. And that's something that I don't necessarily think you would have gotten the experience in had you went to, New Paltz, Syracuse here in New York, Old Westbury here on the island. You know what I mean? So, like, I think that there's
it's different skills.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'm learning the building up, ground up of how to do that and how to schedule and all that, but there's a difference between building that up and then also having it already in the studio and learning all of that too. Like, it's already available. I would still be learning no matter what. That's just a difference in learning and just teaching.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And what's readily available, because Farmingdale didn't have TV and all that. Do they have it now? I don't know. But
did you ever go back and see if they expanded upon the
Well, I went back, like, I think it was 4 or 5 years, and I got invited to go on a show from there. And it was at that time, I knew when I graduated the year after, they were moving everything into a new section of the campus. So they had a complete new studio. It was much, much smaller. The studio and, like, the side area where people could sit in. Yeah. So it was much smaller, but, like, it was in a main part of the campus, which was cool. So I haven't been back, but I do know for a fact that it's still up and running.
That's good.
But I want to go back to the whole, like, weather thing because I don't know if anyone has ever been to I think it's the New York Hall of Science, but they have a section. I'm pretty sure it was that one, but they have a section where you could literally do, like, the weather.
Okay.
And then you have people like in the mics behind you and shouting and pressing buttons and whatnot. So you have to coordinate with everyone, but they have, like, a green screen. And I remember going there one time and I was like, wait, what am I doing? Because, like, you have to move your hand and, like, you're thinking, okay, well, up here is where the thing is. But you're like, nope, it's over here. And, like, you're trying to move. You have to go the opposite direction.
Yep.
And that's like a mind flip.
It gets me all the time. But yeah, we had to do that. So we had to do that in CSB. Like, it was literally like you'd have the camera pointed directly at us.
Yeah.
And then a TV behind them so you could see what you're doing. And then they had a TV off to the side so you can. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. There wasn't a TV in front of you. It was just the camera in front of you. And then there was a TV off to the side so you could kind of look and see what was being projected behind you. So you could be like, oh, there's a low pressure system coming in up this way, hitting a high pressure system coming in this way. Yeah. There's going to be rain over here. And it was pretty funny. A lot of us did a really funny job, but it was, that was just the good old CSB. It was some
good old CSB.
Good old CSB. I definitely, like I said, there were definitely some issues with that program. I'm not going to say it was the perfect program, but it was. If you're in a state that's the Connecticut School of Broadcasting still exists, might just be Connecticut at this point. I would highly recommend giving them a try, especially if you're even thinking about broadcasting. It's a little bit of an expensive program, but it's definitely fun. Like I credit it for teaching me to be a little bit more creative and definitely gave me a lot more confidence. Like this GHR gave me a lot more confidence behind a microphone, hands down. It's not even close. But I would have never even had the drive or the intuition to do it if it wasn't for the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, because like I think I've said it on the show before. My dream was to be, which is a really crappy dream. I just would like to let everybody know it's not a great one. It was to be a board op. I literally just wanted to produce and be a board op for shows. I didn't want to be.
Why is that crappy? That's
because it's not
essential.
Because it's not a well-paying job.
No, but here's the thing. Your mind is just saying, I'm gonna be board op, but then you don't realize, okay, you could move up in the ranks.
But no, I understand that. But that's what I mean. Well, like I had at first, before I even got into this, I had no aspirations of moving up. Like, I had no aspirations of being a host behind the microphone and just BSing and just talking to people and stuff. All I wanted to do was sit there, check levels, make sure everybody was sounding good. I just wanted to be a board op for some reason. I never, whether it was my stage fright or worried about who I was as a personality, I never wanted to do that. So it took going to CSB and then basically saying, okay, well, if you're not going to speak behind a microphone, you're not going to pass. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I have to do that now.
You must do or else.
Yeah, I have. It's funny. I have a flash drive at home that has a bunch of my radio final on it, which has all my bumpers from my radio station, which was WKCR, We were the kings of classic rock.
Okay.
And it sucked because I had my teacher, if you're not familiar with this, was if you're not from Long Island and you're probably not familiar with who this is, was Joe Rock. He was the famed DJ from WBAB, and he said going in, he said, I judge the classic rock guys really hard because that's his MO, that's his bread and butter.
Thing.
He works for the biggest classic rock station on Long Island. That if Brim were here, he'd say we beaten best on Long Island for the last 4 years. So he said, I judge you guys really hard. And I was like, oh, really? So I have to be the one to get classic rock? He passed me because I put the Clash in. Because I put the Clash in my ring of songs. We literally had to just...
Oh, that was the only reason.
Because like we had to do everything. Like we had to come up with the imaging. Like we had to have an intro. We have an outro. We had to have bumpers. We had to come up with contests. We had to do talk ups. So we had to talk up a song as we're coming in and talk out a song as it's going out.
We do the fade.
We had to do the fades and everything like that. Okay. It was like we were basically running a regular radio show, a regular radio station.
Yeah.
And we only got to play a couple seconds of the songs because obviously you're not going to sit there for, a couple hours listening to an entire playlist somebody put together.
No, it's like a little.
We got to listen to little snippets, yeah. And I was like, dude, I don't want to play. I know we're classic rock, but classic rock is technically, I think the song's got to be like 25 years old or something like that, 20 to 25 years old.
Which I think you said recently. We were like driving somewhere and you were like, well, it's coming up pretty close where 25 years, it's like a whole new set of people.
It's coming close to some of those classic rock songs that you hear on WBAB or any of those classic rock stations. They're coming close to be considered oldies.
That's crazy.
Where Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons is considered oldies.
Yeah.
Like soon it's gonna be like
Kiss is gonna be
oldies.
oldies.
The Rolling Stones is gonna be considered oldies. Like, could you imagine? That's fun.
That's
to
so
me.
weird.
That's fun. To me, that's funny. Like it's
because let's be honest. 20 years from now. Time has passed. Like rock, there will be classics that will probably live on, but like the times change also. Like
I think they'll all live on. I think they'll all live on for the sole purpose that, like, for example, I still listen to a lot of Sinatra. I got a couple Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. I got Earth, Wind, and Fire on there. A lot of I'm not saying Earth, Wind, and Fire is oldies. It's getting there. Earth, Wind, and Fire is almost oldies, I believe. I have to check and see when that came out. If anybody in chat knows when September came out by Earth, Wind, and Fire, if you could tell me the year that came out, we might be able to find out if that's an oldie yet.
21st night of September.
But if it's a hit from a big band, it's gonna live on forever because you're still gonna get. When I have kids, they'll probably be listening to freaking Aerosmith, AC/DC, and all that stuff because I still love that music. Like I listen to the Beatles. I listen to Bob. Surprisingly enough, I listen to Bob Marley not for the reason you think I do, because my dad listened to it.
Yeah.
So that's you.
No, songs will still live on. It's just funny to see that, like in 20 years from now, that what was considered, rock from like it's like 80s. It's like 80s was like 50 years ago, and we're like, what? Like that's
I told
the
you.
crazy difference.
We were talking about it this weekend. I have aspirations. I am so excited to. Obviously, again, I would like to reiterate this. We talk about this all the time on the show. Don't want to have kids yet. Not yet. I'm still too young. Plenty more things to do. No kids yet. But when I have kids and they're old enough to go to school, very much looking forward to driving them to school one day, blasting Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg as I pull up to the, or Forget About Dre as I'm pulling up to the school. Like I just think it'd be hilarious. My parents never really
Spice Girls.
Absolutely Spice Girls.
If you wanna be my lover.
Freaking blasting Backstreet Boys. I Want It That Way. Like, I'm so excited to have that. My parents never did that to me. Like, my parents never really embarrassed me like that. My dad may have just like yelled some stuff sometimes when the few times he was able to drive us to school.
Yeah.
But I'm very much looking forward to that more than you could possibly imagine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I know you.
It's a rite of
personality.
passage. It's a rite of passage. You have to be able to embarrass your kids a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't really understand. I feel like you don't really understand something like that until
you become a parent.
Not even until you become a parent. Until you become like the adult age. You know what I mean? Like, until you become a somewhat adult age. Like, I feel like when I hit my 20s.
Yes.
Almost. It might have even been earlier than that. It might have been hit when I hit like 18 or 19.
Yeah.
I started thinking about, like, life as an adult. I'm an adult now. I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
And I would say, I really kind of can't wait till I can embarrass the crap out of my kids. That's going to be hilarious.
I'm so
because
glad you stopped yourself.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. That was really
He
good.
learns,
I
everyone.
Did.
He learns.
I did. But I can't, like, it just seems so funny to me now. Like, something that I would have literally been so unbelievably pissed at my parents for doing, I can't wait to do.
My friends and I say that because we know that we're going to be the friends where our children are going to be hanging out too, probably, and whatnot. But when parties get together, we're going to be the parents that are like, whoa! Like, we're going to dance.
No doubt in my mind.
Dance, embarrass them. Like, that's what we're going to do. Dance, embarrass them to songs. Like what you saw this weekend. So congrats to my friend Melissa and her sister Kim for graduating. They graduated and went back to school, got masters and whatnot. And this weekend there was some music and, like, people were dancing and singing. It was fun. We're going to be those people where I know for the heck how you're going to embarrass the kids like that. I'm going to embarrass kids with, like, music. Like, yep, mom is pumping. She's ready to go.
Yeah. I could
Too
totally,
bad.
I could absolutely see that. I've already seen
I know.
Like, I feel like I've already seen you break out some very momish dances.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I got to prep.
Yeah,
Not recently. Not yet.
No,
But
please God, no.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you must embarrass your kid. Mary gets it.
Mary, you get it.
Mary gets it.
I would also like to say, everybody that's here, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. If you're not, if you haven't yet, feel free to hop into the comments. Let us know. Join the conversation. We're just here to, we're just here to have fun, unwind down on a Monday. That's what this is. It's the pre-show before we go into doing the main show for GHR, and we're just here to have fun. We're just here to sit back, BS. And
chill vibes, do our thing.
Chill.
If you're here back, and you listen to us in the back replay, please still comment because we respond. We will respond and say,
oh,
hey.
Yeah.
And even if we can't, we'll give a like. We'll be like, we got you. We acknowledge you.
You know what? While we're here, I'm gonna go and I'm going to take a look at our previous episode and see if we have any comments on it.
Oh, snap, crackle, pop.
It doesn't look like it's gonna be loading, so
it happens.
So we will deal with that. We'll deal with that next week.
So I put in no kids, but a few nieces and nephews. Doesn't matter as long as they're kids.
Mary,
you just gotta embarrass them.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I have a bunch of I've aunts and uncles, and when I was a child, I very much remember my aunts and uncles embarrassing the hell out of me or just being complete dorks to me, and I feel like it's the funniest thing in the entire world now. Like, I can't wait to do something like that.
I have two younger cousins, right?
Yeah.
And I try to make them feel as comfortable as possible because sometimes we can be crazy and embarrassing to them. And they're just like, ugh. But I love it. I think it's the best thing.
Yeah.
Because one day, let's be real, they're going to pass it on.
Yeah.
That's just how it happens.
Yeah, hey, it's our job. You're right,
It's
Mary.
our job.
You're absolutely right, Mary. And also, anybody here that's here, if you could please just go ahead and like and share the stream. That is much, much, much appreciated. It helps push us through the algorithm so more people could come join these conversations.
Mary, now that we're here, or anyone, how was everyone's 4th of July? I know that was like a week or two ago. But also, anything crazy happen? Because we have a crazy story.
We do?
Yeah, well, it doesn't directly affect us. It's in our vicinity.
Oh.
We were over his aunt and uncle's place by, a fire island here in New York. And apparently they do boats. They have fireworks that shoot off on boats. Now we were like, oh, that's cool. Like in the distance, we went on the top floor, basically the roof, where there was a platform where you could literally look out across. And by the bay of Long Island, you could see fireworks going crazy. But now I didn't know that there's this boat that shoots off fireworks, and it was close-ish by. Anyway, we saw some fireworks go off, and we're like, what's happening? Like, why isn't there more happening? Then a couple go off, and then, like, you see some that are, like, super low to the ground, and we're like, that should not be happening. What do we find out? The boat literally catches on fire.
Yeah, could you imagine how scary that is, being a boat that is full of fireworks catching on fire?
I want to know whose boat that is. Like, is that someone's personal boat, or is that like like the firefighter boat or like a rescue boat or something.
I think I don't quote me on this. I don't know the happenings of Fire Island. Like Mary says, had a lovely weekend with my great nephew and a kiddie pool. So fun. Then margaritas. Margaritas, great time.
Kiddie pool and margaritas.
Why do I
Good
feel like kiddie pools have
times.
been making a comeback? Like, Mary, you're not. I mean, I know you have. I know you said it was probably for your great nephew, but like I've seen so many friends of mine just posting videos of kiddie pools.
Because kiddie pools are nostalgic and they're great. You don't have to have a big giant blow up pool that mosquitoes could get into, that could poke it. You don't have to worry about blowing it up. You don't have to worry about
Kiddie
doing
pools you do have to blow up sometimes. They do have inflatable ones.
Well, if it's a kiddie pool, like, is it a big kiddie pool or we're talking little circle plastic kiddie pool?
Oh, well, I saw some people with the inflatable ones where, like, not the big, like, 6 or 4 foot deep inflatable ones.
Oh, like little ones.
I'm talking about the little inflatable ones.
Oh, they're great.
That go up to probably, like, halfway up your shin.
My aunt used to have that, and that was the best thing. You just chill in it.
Yeah.
You just chill in it. Everyone goes opposite directions. It's like a jacuzzi.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
You just chill.
I guess that's true.
But she went crazy. She got margaritas in the kiddie pool.
Love margaritas. They are clean and easy to fill. I guess that's true. Unless kids start peeing in it, and then it's not clean anymore.
Yeah, because I would imagine if it's a kiddie pool, do you put chlorine in it, or do you just let it be and then you dump it out, and then once you're putting it back in, you put
I think you just let it be, and then when it's done, you just flip it and
and then put new water
and just
in.
put new water in it when you're going to use it again. I don't think you put chlorine in those.
Okay.
Probably too small. I don't know. Chlorine might damage the innards of the pool.
I'm not sure.
Maybe, I don't know. I never tried.
We
never did that. I haven't had a kiddie pool in years. Blood orange margarita. That's probably delicious, Mary. That's probably really good.
She got schwasty on
You're
some
not-
blood
you're
orange.
You're not a margarita person, right?
No, I don't
'Cause
like
you don't have
tequila. And I don't like anything that resembles tequila. I apologize.
When was the last time you had tequila? Like last time you tried it and then almost subsequently threw up, I'm assuming.
No, it wouldn't be like I would throw up. It was just the grossness. Maybe about 3-4 years ago, I tried it again.
Okay, that's fair.
And I was just like,
Okay, and I think we did have liquor. We do have liquor in the green room. Because yes, your podcasting hosts here like to drink sometimes. Oh, we did have liquor in the green room that I think probably made you think of tequila, right?
Yeah, I wasn't a big
fan.
fan. I did appreciate the makings of the drink
Fair.
from a fellow friend.
Yeah,
But I was
she
not.
says use moonshine or vodka for your margaritas instead of.
I'll do vodka. See, but here's
The moonshine might not be bad though, because you can get flavored moonshine, and that's probably delicious.
I wouldn't mind those. Those could be better. That's definitely much better than tequila for me. The only time I would probably try tequila again is if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was right next to me with his Terramina and was like, "Kim, I gift you tequila," and I'm like, "I will have a shot, Your Honor."
Your honor.
Your Honor.
I think you're holding Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson a lot higher than he should be, but I guess that's true.
If
Dwayne "The
he's
Rock"
right next to
Johnson.
me and he's giving me Terramina, I would be like, okay, I feel obligated to drink
Yeah,
it.
you kind of have to.
I'll hand him a drink of something and we'll be even.
Yeah.
But
Do you see that video where it was some like tequila challenge or whatever, where he was standing there? He was literally like just taking large gulps out of his bottle of tequila, and people are calling him out, saying it was fake. This is
yes,
definitely
they
like a
thought it
month
was
ago.
water.
They thought it was water the whole time.
But he's a big man. I don't see how it.
He is a big man, but like even a large man, like that's a lot of tequila to just be like slugging back like that, you know?
And it's true because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It literally depends on the person and the blood system and how much it goes through the system. Because he could be like the lightest lightweight, but he's the tallest man like ever.
That's
And he's a big tall man.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
mean,
don't know.
I think it was only for a TikTok, so it was only for a couple of seconds. So I guess you don't really necessarily see how much it hits him right after. But I
Yeah.
mean, like, come on now, like, if that's good tequila,
Mary agrees with me.
I mean, like,
Thanks, Mary.
I mean, I don't know how you couldn't.
He's great.
But no, I don't know how even like the biggest man, like taking slugs of tequila, like if it's good tequila,
That's too much.
you know, like
He was drinking like it as if it was water.
there have been times where I've taken shots and drinks of things, and it physically knocked me backwards. Like it was just a drink. Like there was this one time, I was at my friend's house, and he had apparently they have a family moonshine recipe, which already is a recipe for disaster.
If it's a family moon.
It's a family, so they made this in their backyard, or like, and I was just I was holding a mason jar in my hand. I'm like, okay, there's like a bunch of people around here, and none of them look blind, so I think I should be fine. Well, you know that, right? That
If you drink too much moonshine, you
like,
get blind.
Well, no. Well, it was like back in the Prohibition days,
Mm-hmm.
they would make bathtub gin, which is just a bunch of heinous alcohols just thrown together and stuff like that. They would make that. And then, it'd make people go blind just by drinking it. And I took a sip, and it was so strong. My body got immediately warm. I didn't necessarily feel like I was going to throw up, but I from standing still.
Didn't feel good.
Not that I didn't feel good. I took a sip, and then immediately just felt myself falling backwards. Like, it literally felt like I got punched in the face by whatever I just drank. And boy, was I, even after a sip. I like to think when I'm not a lightweight, like I can hold my alcohol. That one I couldn't hold. That one definitely.
They had that chilling for a while to make sure it's potent.
Starter. Yeah, it was definitely a good starter to the night. And
no, I as time has gone on, I really haven't been much of like a liquor person. It's been more like a wine, beer, and cider.
She's getting classy.
I'm getting classy. Now, I don't hate on the moonshines and the vodkas like I would if I don't taste it. It has to be deadly for me to not taste it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the taste. You know what I mean? There's like a taste.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't.
I'm totally agree. I'm totally with you. Like I'm one that doesn't turn. I do drink some mixed drinks. I like, liquor here and there. I don't really do shots anymore because I just can't.
Shot.
I just can't do that anymore. That stuff just kills me, and I'd rather just have something.
Not for Tommy.
No, definitely not for me. I'm definitely not a shots person. But I'm kind of with you. I'm just kind of on the beer and the occasional cider person, depending on what it is. But
I gotta get you into the wines.
Yeah, good luck with that. I'm not really into the whole bitter stuff.
Well, there's sweet ones too.
That's true.
I'll get you there.
We'll get there, maybe.
But guys, we are going to wrap up this GHR Live and Uncut. Please, if you haven't, like and subscribe, follow. Everywhere. That's where we are. You just search the Grindhouse Radio. Boom, we're there.
Yeah, we're there. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for being here.
Yes.
I hope we gave you a good one man down episode of GHR Live and Uncut.
Oh, but great.
I think it was a lot of fun. I thought we had a lot of fun here today. We will be doing, like, literally as soon as we get off of this, we're gonna be doing the Grindhouse Radio, the whole show. That'll be going up every start time with a Riesling wine.
Yes.
That's actually she has one sitting on our desk right now.
Yes. That's a good wine.
We are doing the Grindhouse Radio will be up on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll get to hear us talk to the wonderful Marty Grabstein, the voice of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Thank you very much, Mary. Mary, you're awesome.
You're the best.
Mary, you're the best. We need to figure out something to send you, Mary, because you're literally the best, one of the best fans we have. Guys.
Yes, so the Grindhouse Radio, follow us, like us, subscribe there. We have that Thursdays Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then also Mondays, Magical Movie Mondays, we have the Magic Kim Tom. We talk about Disney theme parks and all things related like that. So that is up now. Wednesdays, you could hear Tom and Brim doing Truly Inconsequential. Or is that Tuesday? No, that's Wednesday.
Yep, that's Wednesday. We'll still be doing it. Even though Brim's not here, he will be doing it remotely. We will still have a Truly for you guys.
And then also he has WBS. So check out all of our fun stuff. And make sure you tune in this Thursday because we have a lot of fun topics to talk about. And thank you guys so much for joining us.
Peace
Have a
out.
good one. Until next week.